Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to my channel. Today we are going to learn an English chapter of class 10. The name of the chapter is The Elixir of Life, written by C.V. Raman. Now, the meaning of elixir is something very powerful or magical. So, yes, the magical power, the substance which has magical power to give a life is nothing but water. So, we are going to learn about that in today's lesson. But before that, students, if you are viewing my video for the first time, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notification of my latest upcoming videos. And if you like the video, do hit the like button. So let us know about the author. Sir C.V. Raman is the author of this chapter, and he was keen interested in science from his early boyhood days. As a child, he was very much interested in this field, and he is also famous for his discovery, the Raman effect. He was awarded with the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1930. Even King George has praised him and for his contributions to the physics. The government of India has awarded him with Bharat Ratna, and Soviet Union honored him with the International Lenin Prize in 1957. So this is about our author and a great scientist. Now let us see what he has to say about the water. He says that man has through ages been finding or imagining something very powerful substance in the life so that he gets some divine amrita, a divine water or a liquid so that he gets immortality. But he forgets to notice that the true elixir, the true magical power of life lies very near to him, and that is the most commonest of all liquids, that is plain water. Yes, students, plain water has the power and strength to give life to all the living organisms. No organism can survive without water for more than 4 to 5 days. So it is such a powerful and elixir of life. Then he says, I remember of standing on the line which separates the Libyan desert and the valley of Nile in Egypt. Once, when the author was standing between the line which separates the Libyan desert and the Nile valley in Egypt, he saw a wondering scene there that one side where it was desert, it was full of the sand and there was no peck of green grass, anything visible there. Whereas on the other hand, where there was Nile Valley and the river was flowing towards that side, he could see that the life was steaming there with the most fertile land, the greenest of all, and the densely populated areas. And he was wondering what is making these two lands being so different. Then why? It is the water of the river Nile flowing down to the Mediterranean from its source for a couple of thousands of miles away. Now then he is coming to the conclusion that is it because water? Yes, the river Nile, which is flowing across from the Mediterranean from many couple of thousands of miles and coming here, so it is what leading to the good teeming environment and the vegetation over there. Then he also adds on that geologists tell that the entire soil of the Nile Valley is just a creation of this river Nile, which has been flowing throughout from many couple of thousands of years and years, and from the highlands of the Abyssinia and from the remote Central Africa, and it has made it the formation of the Nile Valley over there. And that is what leading to the ancient civilization and the life which has been sustaining there throughout the years. You can see the Libyan desert, the Nile Valley. The difference between both can also be seen here. Okay. Then he gives the example that many others to emphasize that this common substance. We are taking this common substance, water, for granted. Though it is very common, it is a very powerful substance, as we saw that no living being can live without it. It is most wonderful thing on the earth, which has been playing an important and significant role in shaping the course of Earth's history, and it will also help to play an important role throughout till the Earth exists. There is nothing which adds so much the beauty of the countryside as water. Yes, students, if you go to the countryside, to the village areas, you go to see the scenic beauty, the waterfalls, the stream which is flowing over there, but it is just unnoticed. It is just left out and without any importance. It's just used for the cattle to quench the thirst. We are just leaving it unnoticed. Then we are having rain-fed tanks, which are very common in South India. But sadly, even it is neglected. The maintenance is not done properly. The silt has been just accumulated at the down, and the reflection of the light cannot be seen. We cannot see the bottom of the tank and the water. Just the muddy and the silty layer is being visible there. The water color also changes into muddy. But surprisingly, these lakes are so beautiful to see when it's natural, when it's clear, when it's very calm. You can see the beauty of the sun, and at the night times the gloomy moon's share, reflection can be seen on it, and it adds on to the scenic beauty. And as we give the importance of eye on the human face, in the same way we compare the lake and the water bodies of the earth as the gloomy part, as the important part of the earth. It is as important as it. And it we also come to know that one of the most remarkable facts of water is its power to carry the silt. Silt is nothing but the small particles of rocks, sand, which are very small. It has been just carried away with the water when it flows. Sometimes when the water is flowing very heavily, very like with a good force, then it can carry a large number of large pieces of the rocks too. And the small streams which just continuously flows, it carries many small finest particles of the rocks and the sand with it, and it keeps on moving, it keeps on flowing every year throughout the year. Some of the streams, you can say, which are perennial, it just flows and it keep on carrying small particles along with it. You can see the countryside stream over here, you can see the silted water tank over here. You can see the silted water color of the water is also changed because due to the accumulation of the mud and the silt which is there on the base. Okay. And then the flow of water has undoubtedly played a great part. It is also said by the geological process that the flow of water has been playing an important role in forming the Earth's surface because it carries the water, it cuts the rock in the small pieces, and it is helping in the formation of the surface of the Earth too. And if it is not checked properly, it may also become a destructive part. It may lead to soil erosion if the water is not stopped. If the water is just continuously flowing and flowing throughout and years, it may lead to soil erosion if it takes the harsh movement, if it takes the bigger flow in the stream. So it has to be checked, it has to be closely studied, and the measures has to be taken. Then the next is soil erosion. Soil erosion also occurs in successive steps. Early steps may not be noticed by anyone, but if it is not checked away, it may become a very painful scenario later on. It may lead to the deep gullies and the ravines too. Now, if we have these deep gullies and ravines being created on the Earth's surface, then it becomes impossible for the agricultural purpose. The land becomes useless for the agricultural purpose. Then this also leads to many problems. Then, and because India is an agricultural country, we should just pay importance to all these things. Then, so it also may lead to soil erosion. Now, soil erosion is just the flowing of the top layer of the fertile soil. So if it flows away or is washed away with the water, then we cannot have a fertile land and it will not be fit for agriculture. So all this has to be kept in mind, and precautions should be taken so that this flowing water is not being wasted. Then you can see here the effects of flowing water, or if it becomes great and it leads to soil erosion, it forms in deep gullies and the ravines. So these are the deep gullies and the ravines which you can see here. Then the menace of soil erosion. If soil erosion occurs, then we are not will not be able to do agriculture. And because India being an agricultural country, it is an urgent need for us to check and have a prevention act. So how to prevent this? The students, we can have terracing of land, we can construct the bunds, we can check the flowing of the water, contour cultivation can be done properly, the plants could be grown according to the land so that it holds the flow of water, and the soil, the fertility of the soil is been stopped by eroding ahead with the help of with the water flow. So this is how we can work on it. Then water is the basis of all life, and every animal and plant needs water for its existence in the earth, in this earth. As we have seen earlier, no fluid can live without this, no human being can live without this fluid. And even the soil needs the moisture with the help of water, so that it can give the life and growth to plants and trees. So this thus very essential liquid here, and preservation and utilization of water is very important, and very it's a fundamental thing to be done for the human welfare. Then apart from the artisan water, the ultimate source, which is which we have, is rainwater and snowfall. See, we cannot consume or drink the sea water because it's salty, so we just drink, and we are dependent on rainwater. So it is our duty to just collect it and save it for our future, so that it is not getting wasted because of the flow, and it goes and just joins in the sea, and then again it becomes useless if it is mixing with the salty water. So thus we have to see that it is not being wasted. Then the problems of soil erosion and inadequate irregular rainfall are closely connected. If we prevent soil erosion, then the irregular rainfall will also be balanced, because we know it is interdependent, it is interconnected. To have a balanced environment, we need to have proper plantations and proper growth of the. We should have afforestation, so that we have a proper and regular rainfall. So these are the things we have to keep it in our mind. Then it is evident that ours is a season, we depend upon seasonal rainfall, because much of it, the work is done by agriculture, and we also have a good seasonal rainfall, but it is necessary for us to save that water and utilize it further, and not letting it go and just flow and go and mix up with the seas, and it becomes useless then incredibly large quantities of precious fluid are lost in that manner if it is not been checked. Then it has become a national problem nowadays. It has to be considered in a national lines. It has to be taken as a great issue. Then vast areas of land which at present are just scrub jungle, it should be turned into afforestation, and the proper planning should be done to plant the trees and the saplings over there, so that again it can hold the flow of water and the soil fertility. Then closely connected with the conservation of water supplies is the problem of afforestation. Again, the same thing, because the water is not properly preserved, or if it's flowing, it leads to the problem of afforestation. We are not able to do that properly. So systematic planning has to be done for everything, and we have to check the soil erosion also, and the conserve of the rainfall of the country too. Then it's very necessary to control the movement of water. We have to save it, because it is the purpose of the value of life. And we can also have small internal build-ups, like we can have tanks and small streams and lakes and canals, so that we can preserve the water in it. And we can also have one more help from that, that is the internal transport can also be done with that rivers and canals, because it is the cheapest form of transport. But we hear about the programs of the rail and road construction, but never we hear about this water transport system. So it is also a matter of concern. We have to take care of it. Then the availability of electric power will also be uh, going up if we have this water facility, the lake and the streams, because we know electric power is also generated with the water. So we can have two benefits here. So it can be done like this, and we can have a development, uh, one or in the directly or indirectly way. Then in one sense, water is commonest of all liquids. We can say that water is common in all the liquids, but it is uncommon liquids in amazing properties. It has the power to give the life to the organisms, living organisms. Thus it should be a main property, it should be a main substance which has to be kept in the field of science for the research. But sad to say that it has been in the exhausted field of research, it has not been taken interest at all. So it is a matter of grave concern. We should see about the water being being saved for the future. The study and the research has to be done, and more work has to be done in order to preserve the water for the future generations too. So this is what about the chapter about how to conserve the water and the soil erosion, how it has to be stopped. I hope you understood the chapter, and thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, do hit the like button and share it. Thank you.